welcome to the Itsy Bitsy Zoomcast. We are in season 5, and this is actually the finale of the season, which also means that these amazing students are wrapping up their semester. My name is Liz Charlene Tate. I am the lead coach of the Western Professional Development Center. And as you know, we've been calling this season Celebrating Early Childhood Moments Found in an Unexpected Place, which is TikTok. And today's episode is called Happy Accidents, or Oops, there it is. Hi, Sheila. How you doing today?
I'm so good, Liz. My name is Sheila Gould. I'm the chair of the education department at Holyoke Community College, and I supervise HCC's early childhood practicum students who are here with us tonight. And as Liz mentioned, they're about to finish up their semester. They're ready to graduate. They're off to work in the field as professionals. And I want them to hear a little bit more, Liz, about what you do as a coach supporting professionals in the field. Can you tell the students about your work as a coach?
Sure. So I'm the what it means to be the lead coach is I'm the head coach for this coaching team at the Western Professional Development Center. And what we do as coaches, I like to think of us as cheerleaders, supporters. We work with directors and teachers or teaching teams on any goals that they want to set for themselves. So I see us as collaborators and co-creators of a vision. So I might meet with a team that wants to go deeper with their understanding of curriculum development, and perhaps they want to understand what emergent curriculum is for them and how to practice it. And so we just create these small steps to take to get towards a final goal. I may come and meet with them and talk about how a day went or an activity went during nap time. They may invite me to come in to observe some part of their day that they're struggling with and they'd like feedback on. I can even go in and sometimes video moments for teachers so that they can see themselves in action, and then we can examine it together. And with directors, I support directors with anything with leadership, team building, you name it. Sometimes folks want to learn something new, the pyramid model, for example. So we work together to figure out how to approach that and study something together. And how do you inspire your team to join you in a study of that nature. So really what I love most about being a coach is finding ways that I can help people find that internal drive to grow professionally and to just push themselves as far as they can or want to go. And it's really set at each person's pace. So it's super individualized. So I just rambled there for a minute.
No, it was so good. And I was thinking, as these students go out into the field, they've had me and their professors kind of supporting them along the way as they grow as teachers. And now as professionals in the field, they can utilize the Western PDC supports. And if they wanted a coach or their director was interested in bringing in coaching for their team, how would they reach out?
Sure. So we'll put the links into this recording, but we have just a simple form to fill out, which is a request for support services form. And once it's submitted, it goes to me and I process it and I reach out and I call whoever submitted the application. We also have a fabulous website that we're very excited about, and I'll be sure to include that as one of the links. It's another place to access the application. So the PDC's goal is to support people as they want to grow and stretch themselves professionally. We offer trainings and even things, challenging behaviors, having difficult conversations with anyone, but dealing with conflict, or you name it, whatever you've experienced as a professional, we can support you with.
How much is it, Liz?
Oh, it's free. That's the best part, is this is free. And I think some people worry about reaching out for coaching because they're afraid of, what does that relationship look like? Or will they make me do something? Will it be hard? And really, we as coaches want to set a pace that's comfortable for that individual person, and it's not about judgment. If that's what was happening, then I'm not doing my job right. I really believe that people, when they end a coaching session, should feel good about themselves and have a clear sense of what they want to do next. The idea is to keep you inspired, because what you do is, well, quite frankly, some of the most important work on the planet. So
I
yeah.
would agree. And I've observed all three of them just this week, their last observation of the semester. They're doing their lead teaching right now. So I get to walk in and see them at the final leg of their HCC journey. So knowing that they have this extra step of support here in Western Mass is so good. And I'm glad you guys are able to hear more about what Liz does. So as we moved across our episode and into these funny videos and inspiring videos we're going to watch, I want to hear from the students a little bit about who you are. Sophia, can you start?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Sophia. This is currently my last semester at HCC, so I'm really excited to be finishing this up. I'm currently doing my student teaching at Belcher Elementary School in Chicopee, and I've really enjoyed it there. I've had so much fun with the kids and my mentor teacher. So, yeah.
It definitely seemed like the right fit for you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome, Sophia. Max, how about you?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Max. This is my last year in HCC as well. I'm currently doing my student practicum at the YMCA preschool. It's been a very, exciting feeling because I've worked at the YMCA since I was 17, starting off at the childcare. And then I ended up taking another job and then coming back. And it's just been a wonderful feeling. The YMCA taught me so much just as a teacher and a staff developing. And if it wasn't for the YMCA, I would have never thought I would pursue a career in teaching. So it's been really exciting just to see my growth in there.
Your classroom is full of HCC alum. Every time I walk in there, it's just hugs and happiness. And he's just surrounded by people who have been through the same program. So it's just natural mentorship.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Max. Tori.
Hi, so I'm Tori. This is also my last semester. I currently work at the Westfield High School Laboratory Preschool, which has been the huge part of shaping my career. I've been a part of this program since I was in high school and went through it as like a high schooler to learn how to be a teacher. And then this program, the program supported me into going to HCC. There's an articulation agreement to help you get credits, to help you out easier. So between the high school, preschool, and HCC, they have shaped me so much into my teaching career. So
I love it. I love it. It's so fun to have students that come from Westfield High. It's always inspiring. So tonight, we want to focus this episode on this idea that children learn through experiences. And we know that, and it's very easy to say, but what can be hard is as an adult to let go of control so that a child can have a full experience. And we want to give them the freedom to figure things out on their own. And sometimes it can be go against our nature when you want to jump in and help a little person who looks like they're struggling. But we know for their development, a little bit of healthy struggle is okay. So it's interesting that we brought this up for this episode, not this past observation, but the one before. I went to observe you, Max, and you had this, no, maybe it was 2 observations ago. Yeah. He had an activity out where there were chunks of apples that the kiddos had cut up, and they were building shapes and things with them, with some dull toothpicks, but also chunks of straws. But he was having the children cut the straws if they wanted different lengths. They were talking about longer, shorter, things like that. And Max, you sat with one little student and he picked up scissors and he looked like he'd never seen scissors in his life. And Max, you had so much restraint because you just watched him explore that tool, and you watched him hold them wrong, and you watched him unsuccessfully try to cut the straw, and the child wasn't looking to you for help. And he just kept processing. At one point, he put the scissors down and he tried to rip the plastic straw.
Yeah.
And you were just so patient with him. And tell me what that was like. What does that feel like when you know you just want to be like, oh, let me do it, or oh, put the scissors this way?
Oh
What
my
does that
God.
feel like?
So how I was feeling when he was holding the scissors, I had like a bunch of things going in my mind. Like, I hope he doesn't cut himself. I hope he doesn't like hurt himself in any way. So I'm trying to stay restrained, and I'm looking at him, and he's just, taking other scissors, trying to bend it, trying to rip it off. And at the same time, I'm trying to guide him and just be like, oh, do you need new scissors? Do you want to try a toothpick instead of cutting the scissors? And he just was very eager and very just wanted to be successful in holding the scissors. And I just wanted him to learn that, because me giving him that space and opportunity to grow and being independent is going to help him. So just keeping that in mind while I'm just watching him is what hold me back, because I really wanted him to learn how to use it by himself without me.
It was funny because you would say things like, oh, I noticed you're trying the scissors different this time. So you gave him some really gentle narration to kind of let him know, like, you're okay. It's okay that you're struggling. And when those scissors finally cut that straw, Liz, I think the both of us were like, just thrilled. Everybody was just thrilled. And this little person looked at Max with such pride on his face. Like, did you see that? And it was it felt like forever that we were watching this little guy struggle, but it was probably a minute and a half. But it really stuck with me. And I just felt like this student teacher gets it. And I was so proud of you, Max. I was so proud of you. Cool moments.
It really was something very, like, even as a teacher, it was like very self-accomplishment, because it's so like, I really just wanted to like grab the scissors and like, just let me do it, and then here you go. But just for him just looking at me and just being like so excited to feel that self-confidence in himself was everything to me as a teacher. So I'm proud that he did it by himself, and I'm proud of myself for not like grabbing the scissors even though I really wanted to, and just letting him explore with them.
You did a good job of making sure he was safe, though. I know you said you were worried he was going to cut himself, but this child was safe in every ounce of that interaction.
I think that it's hard, but to think about the disservice that can happen to a child when they're rescued from frustration, and that it's okay for them to feel frustrated. I'm sure all of us have stories of things we're trying to figure out even now, that we're so proud of ourselves when we finally figure out how to fix it, make it, whatever it is. And kids need to have that too. And so I hadn't thought of the word restraint before now, Sheila, but it is really a big part of what we're talking about here, is restraining that urge in ourselves to make better, rescue, whatever that is, fix, and hold back, and trust that in doing so, we're not giving a child the message that we don't care. That's not the message that we're giving. It's, I trust you. I trust you can do this.
Yeah. So I want to watch the videos. What do you think, Liz?
Absolutely. Let's dive in. So we have 3 videos that perfectly spotlight this dance of control, surrender, and staying in the moment with children. These 3 videos are from Marley, also known as the Yeet Baby, and her Uncle Chris. So Sheila will take us to the videos now.
All right, so we're going to watch 3 videos, and then we'll come back together and have a chat about them.
Mark, say yay! Yay! You can pour some into here. Okay. Dad? Yeah. Oh, my storta pata. We're about to get. All right, you gotta pour it. No, you gotta pour it in the cup. Thank you, Marley. Can I have a little sip? Can I have a little sip? Drinking out the lid? All right. Pour that in.
Fabulous. All right, let's watch the next one.
Okay. She's just
You can do it. Hey, Mom.
He's totally not bothered.
Try your left hand.
Okay.
Try your left hand.
Did you know how sticky this is?
Good grandma.
Good job. Now you gotta stop. Good job, Mark. You can do it.
All right, one more. All right, she's older now, though. She's
Yeah.
older. She's had a lot of pouring experience here.
She sure has.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
How you doing?
No, how are you doing? Are you good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Good morning.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you can
Love it.
physically see him like, I want to help you, and I know I shouldn't. Tori, do you have moments like these that happen?
Oh yes. But like I was gonna mention when we were talking about like the scissors, last week for Thanksgiving, I had like little turkey bodies in like my like sensory bin, and they were supposed to cut out like the turkey body and then like glue on the feathers. And I didn't think of 4 kids in one area with scissors before I saw 4 kids in one area with scissors. And I had to just kind of stand over them like, okay, like fingers, like watch your friends, like watch your friends. And then I had to be like, okay, I need to step back because they're watching for their friends. They're being careful. It's just like the need where I was just like, whoa, you guys are so close. And so many of you for the first time are experiencing scissors. And I was like, this is comfortable for all of you, but this is way not what I was expecting to be happening in the sensory bin right this second.
Good job noticing that, though. Like, think about a time when you as an adult are focusing on something and someone is talking near you or interjecting near you, like my poor husband. I'm like, I'm working, right? So, and it's frustrating and it takes you out of the moment. So as you have 4 kids with scissors really focusing on what am I doing with this appendage attached to my hand right now, they're really thinking. And if you're interjecting with comments, you actually might have them focus less. So good job noticing that you could actually be making it harder for them.
It was hard, but I did it.
I think that internal talking that you did as a teacher that's a skill and a strategy to just sort of notice when those feelings are coming up and check in with yourself first before you do anything. That's a great skill to have, for sure.
Sophia, I was observing you, not this most recent one, but the one before where you took the kids outside and they were finding leaves to do stamping. Sophia, it was her first time being observed by me. She's a brand new student teacher. I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but Sophia is a traditional student. This is one of her first experiences in a classroom, especially a high need public school classroom with a lot of varied support services going on. She decided, I'm going to take them outside and we're going to find leaves, and then brought them back inside to paint on the leaves and use them as stamps. This was very brave, very active, very messy, and your demeanor was so, we're fine. Fine. Everyone's fine. And it was amazing. How do you do that? Every time I see you, you have this just calmness. How do you do it?
That's like so funny though, because I feel like I'm like the most anxiety driven person. So it's like so funny that you think I'm like actually calm, and I didn't realize that I
very
was.
calm. You present very calm.
That's good to know. But no, I just like, even like when things get messy, it's just like, you have to keep in mind, like the mess can always be cleaned up. It's not permanent. Like the kids are just exploring the materials and the mess can be dealt with later. But in the moment, it's just like have fun and learn and engage.
I think it.
One of my favorite. Oh, sorry.
No,
Sheila.
go ahead, Tori. Share.
One of my favorite quotes when like kids are doing art is like, please excuse the mess, they're creating masterpieces.
Yeah.
And like we in the high school, we have a lot of teachers that come down because our class is called like the butterfly and happiness place, because in our crazy high school we have a bunch of 4-year-olds. So they'll come down and they're like, whoa, what is going on in here? And we're like, oh, we're creating masterpieces. Like we have artists at work. Like this is how it goes. Like afterwards we can clean it up, but they are exploring, they are learning. This is how it happens in here.
Yep, they're little scientists, and the truth is that most discoveries and inventions that we take for granted now, they didn't start with a perfect plan. It was through trial and error and lots of mistakes before something became a finished product. And it's the same for kids. So I think that's great to just sort of notice within yourself the anxiety, but they don't need to hold that. You can take care of that as an adult, and they get to just still be relaxed. And it's a chore sometimes. I know as a teacher, I had the same experience, and we used to do woodworking with kids. And when I first started, my mentor and the director of the program was just so casual about it. And she still counted nails. They wore goggles. We knew how many nails went in. We knew what we were taking out. We were very careful. But I kind of was raised by like that somebody who goes all the time. And so if you're a preschool teacher and your first instinct is to kind of suck air when something, then that's something that you need to sort of settle down. And my mentor would say that to me. Are you aware that you do this? And I had no idea. And so she very gently pointed it out to me. And once she started saying like, oh, you just did it, I was able to keep it to myself. And that I was anticipating problems that weren't even happening. And so it took time. It was a real practice to settle that down.
You used the word mistake, Liz, and it really made me think that there are very few instances where children are free to make a mistake with the safety of no negative consequence from the adults around them. And I find it so interesting that they're the newest humans on the earth, and yet we expect perfection from them and cautiousness. And oftentimes we assess classrooms based on the level of compliance that they have from the children. And I think it's really beautiful that the three of you here tonight are sharing how you make children feel safe to make a mistake, because they don't get that everywhere. You take a child out in public and it's keep your hands in your pockets, keep your hands to yourself, be quiet, wait. And that's not in their nature. So the that you're giving them all this place where not only can they make a mistake with their physical motor skills developing, but I'm sure also socially. And I think it's important to acknowledge that social mistakes need to happen in a place that's supportive and loving and allows for growth through experience. So I think that's really important that the three of you are all really aware of how special it is that you're making space where kids can make mistakes in your presence, just like Marley and her uncle.
Well, thank you for being a part of our final episode of season 5. I'm thrilled for all three of you that you're so close to graduation. That's an enormous accomplishment. And it's been a pleasure to get to know you here and to hear your stories.
We always close with a quote. So this one comes from a woman near and dear to my heart, Maria Montessori. And she said, never help a child with a task at which he feels he can be successful. So I think that's the perfect one to end with tonight. Sophia, Max, and Tori, congratulations on wrapping up your time at HCC, but stay in touch through Liz and the Western PDC, and I can't wait to watch you continue in your career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.